Hey everyone, it's Tripl-L. Now let's talk Fairy Tail chapter 542. The chapter title was Instinct. And as we saw, it's largely about Acnologia Dragon Form's instinct. So this chapter continues the battle that we had going, and the battle is on two fronts. So let's talk about the front that involves the instinct, the battle of Fairy Tail and the whole pretty much mage guilds of Fior versus Acnologia. Truthfully, I think that battle's progressing nicely, and I like the idea of instinct being the thing that's driving the giant body of Acnologia. It's just seeking out magic sources and just firing wherever it finds a magic source. So that's pretty cool, and then that gives us the way for how the characters are going to kind of trail him towards the boat. So, you know, that whole sequence, I really appreciated it. I really appreciated the sequence. I appreciated the characters kind of figuring things out while they're all in desperation. Some characters have lines that they say that are kind of reflective of like their past catchphrases, like Rufus saying like, "I've memorized that you'll follow magic," or whatever. You know, overall, I greatly appreciate it. And throughout that whole process, Lucy also finds the book with Fairy Sphere. So now they've got the piece of the puzzle. Everyone's getting ready to go over to the boats, and they're all leading Acnologia there. So that whole sequence is pretty enjoyable because, again, like, the challenge is there. They are fighting quite a bit, and then once they're at the boat, you know, everyone's getting ready. They're gonna Fairy Sphere. They're getting ready to get in position, holding hands. Evergreen and Elfman. Yeah, there it is. I forgot his name for a second. And Elfman, you know, pushing the ship a little bit more. But everyone's getting ready, and you know, it feels really good. And then Acnologia shows up and just obliterates all the boats. And the ultimate answer is it's all instinct. Instinct drove him to kill his weakness, and I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm into that. That was pretty cool. Do I think we need the boats? Not really. I think Fairy Sphere by itself can probably contain Acnologia, seeing that Acnologia wasn't able to destroy Fairy Sphere the last time. Although it's really tough to say whether or not, or actually what happened, because we really don't know if Fairy Sphere just happened to make people disappear the time that Acnologia blasted them. So, you know, regardless, I do think Fairy Sphere is gonna work. I mean, quite legitimately, it has to. And the next chapter title is called, I think, Linked Heart. So at this point, I really do think, especially because of what we got on the Dragon Slayer side of things, that people's hearts are gonna link together. There's gonna be a lot of love just pouring out. Ideally, Gajeel and Levy will get a nice little sequence, but well, you know, and then the other characters. But I do think that they're gonna overpower everything with love. Love's just gonna burst out the wazoo, and then that's gonna power Fairy Sphere to the point that Acnologia can't break through it. That's just, wait, since Fairy Sphere is involved, it's obviously gonna go in that direction. We know that love is a pretty good fuel for magic, so I'm not surprised that this is gonna be going that way. On the Fairy Tail side, oh, sorry, not the Fairy Tail, on the Dragon Slayer side of things, that battle is progressing really nicely. I really enjoy that, man. Like, you know, the guys are all struggling. We see the sequential attacks, Natsu, not Guild Arts, Laxus. Why do I always get those two confused. Natsu, Laxus, Sting, Rogue, Cobra. You know, I'm overall very much enjoying it. I am enjoying Acnologia's kind of smacking them down, them getting back up and going at it, and just going at it over and over. And throughout the Dragon Slayer sequence, we have those characters talking about the people that are pretty much waiting for them, because Cobra's talking about friendship, and you know what that ultimately means. He's just thinking about the people he spends a lot of time with back in the other world. You know, that's what's propelling them forward. And on Cobra, you know, Cobra's probably my second favorite of the Dragon Slayers after Gajeel. And I really like Cobra's particular power setup, and we see that he has the dragon arm and all that, and it's just like cool. That's just really cool. But with Cobra, I really enjoyed one of the touches that Mashima put in the chapter, and he showed Kiana, I think that's her name. She's the girl that transformed from Cobra's pet snake, and she was something that was explored in the anime, and now she's been adapted into the manga. So I'm pretty happy to see her in this chapter. She wasn't referenced when Cobra was talking about his friends who were running away at the time, but she is in the chapter, and I really appreciated that because, you know, Cobra's story in particular, out of all the Oración 6, is really one of my favorites, and I'm just happy that the author is acknowledging that this girl exists in the manga and that we might see a potential happy ending for those two characters, especially when, for Cobra, his whole thing was about hearing the voice of his best friend, the snake, who turned out to be a girl. So you know, I really just want to see Cobra get through this and just, with the rest of the Dragon Slayers, win out. Ideally, you know, because we have 4 chapters left, ideally the climactic moment against Acnologia, all the Dragon Slayers are going to be able to stand up and do something, and you know it's probably going to be Natsu that like delivers the final blow. But at the very least, I'd really love it if we just get to see all of them together do their attack, and then Natsu just does the finisher. That would be awesome. And I think, especially now, because like Cobra's now saying that he doesn't want to go down, it's just, it would be kind of unfortunate if Cobra went down now. Like, the guy's talking about friendship, let's give him the win. We know that this is gonna happen. It's not fair that Natsu's friendship power-up trumps Cobra's friendship power-up. That's not fair. If we're gonna have friendship power-ups, they have to be equal for everyone involved. I want to see Laxus get it. I want to see Cobra get it. Gajil's probably gonna get it. Wendy might get it. But I want equality for all the characters. If we're doing friendship power-ups, all or nothing. That's how I feel about it. I really just want Cobra to get the victory there, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Overall, it's a pretty simple chapter. Again, we've divided it into 2 fronts, but it's progressing towards the same unified goal. And the next chapter being Linked Hearts or something along those lines, it's like, yeah, it's going to be the part where probably things start to come together for both sides. I'm pretty excited though. Guys, let me know what you thought down below, and till next time, I hope you have a great day.